What if your best friend, someone who you spent hours and hours of time with, suddenly vanished into thin air without a word, never seen or heard from again? Surely it would be terrifying and confusing. Well, 3 months ago, Andrew's best friend Chris disappeared. He vanished from the face of the internet, his account never seen online again. Nobody had any idea where he went. That is, until he showed up. This is the horrifying and tragic story of Andrew Gaming 67, a Minecraft player playing in a haunted world.
Hello. Welcome to a showcase, so to say, of something very special to me. This right here is a world that I used to play on with one of my buddies. My buddy Chris. I mean, we stopped playing years ago. He went offline one day and he just never came back on.
Andrew doesn't know what happened to Chris, and according to the description of the video, he has had no contact with Chris in the last few months. In this first episode, Andrew gives us a tour of the world, and a few minutes in, he gets attacked by a mob of zombies, particularly one wearing full gold armor. This will become significant later on, so hold on to it. A minute later, the episode ends, except it's not over.
Okay then. Hey guys, I just wanted to make another update. Sorry if my audio sounds weird at all. I took out my headphones.
The footage cuts, and Andrew tells us that he noticed that the zombie had dropped a potato and he was going to plant it. And that's it? Well, no, not at all. Because obscured by the darkness, hiding behind a tree, we can see a dark figure stalking Andrew in the distance. If we scroll into the comments, we can see that Andrew is pretty frazzled by the encounter. He mentions it might be a texture pack bug, but he doesn't really know. But the world is definitely on single player, so who is this entity watching Andrew, and is it at all connected to the disappearance of Chris? Well, we actually do get some answers, but to uncover the truth, we have to look at episode 2, where Andrew has found a discovery in his world.
Hey guys, welcome back. Again, sorry for the crappy mic quality. I may or may not have made a little discovery off screen.
As he crosses the hill where the shadow player was in the last episode, Andrew comes across a house.
For those of you who are wondering, this right here, this was Chris's first house on this world. And not his first house ever, but I mean, even if I wasn't 100% sure that this was Chris's house, this is literally, he uses this mossy cobble design in so many of his builds. A design choice he adopted into a lot of things, you know, like a calling card, I guess.
This is Chris's first house. Apparently, he was a big fan of using mossy cobblestone in his builds. In the furnace, Andrew finds a singular bone, which is strange. Why would that be there considering there's barely any other items? And a minute later, Andrew gets jumped by another gold armor mob, and just a bit later, Andrew finds another structure, a well.
No way. Okay, I got a story for this right here.
He explains that Chris used to build structures like these to help contextualize the world and give it a story, and he gets a bit emotional.
Although you guys seriously don't even know how much it means to me that I found that. It's really phenomenal. But yeah, I guess that's... Sorry, I'm pretty much rambling at this point. See you next time.
The video then ends, but if we rewind a few minutes, at 9 minutes and 10 seconds, we can see the same black figure in the fog stalking Andrew from atop a tree. Who is this entity? We've seen it watching Andrew twice now. Does it have anything to do with Chris's disappearance? And why is it stalking Andrew in the first place? Episode number 3 continues with Andrew having installed a new texture pack.
I had the bright idea to download a texture pack, as you can see here, that sort of mimics the classic look and feel of Minecraft. Back in the day, whenever I'd want to do something with a mod or a texture pack, Chris was always the one to figure that out for me. He was quite the little tech wizard. So, you know, in the spirit of that, I figured, might as well figure it out for once myself.
A bit later, while exploring, Andrew notices a zombie piglin in a cave, which is weird and it shouldn't be possible for them to spawn in the overworld. But as he goes to investigate further, we get this moment.
Whoa! Well, that was kind of embarrassing. I just fell to my death. All my stuff's in that hole. So I'm going to sleep and go get it back so I don't have to deal with whatever just hit me in there.
Notice that because Andrew's game audio was turned off, we have no idea what actually hit him into the hole, but judging from the angle of knockback, it's definitely possible that he could have been hit by a player. The video ends with Andrew collecting his stuff after the death, except again, it doesn't. Andrew gives us yet another editor's note. For some reason, among his dropped items was a mossy cobblestone, despite the fact he never had any in his inventory when he died. Mossy cobblestone, that's an odd block choice, no? Is it just a coincidence that it also happens to be Chris's favorite block? You probably know the answer. In episode 4, Andrew begins by explaining away the odd occurrence to a potential texture pack bug.
Well, I want to start off by addressing something that was in the last video. So some weird things happened when I died over there. So I don't know if you guys didn't see the last one. Oh, that Enderman has green eyes. That's kind of cool. If you didn't see the last one, I came over here and I saw a little pigman right there. And then something, probably a zombie, knocked me off and I fell. But when I picked up, I noticed I was in the editing, I picked up some mossy cobblestone. And I figured it was probably something with the texture pack. So I went and changed the texture pack out and put it back in. And sure enough, it must have been, because I don't have it anymore.
Later in the video, he goes to explore more of the world and stumbles upon something new, a bar.
What did I tell ya? What did I tell ya? Oh, see, look. Chris must have built part of this, at least. I actually remember building this with him. I helped up here, made a little bar. You could sit at, I guess. I don't know.
As he's about to finish searching, Andrew notices a singular piece of mossy cobblestone under a chest. He mines it, revealing a secret passageway, and then this happens.
Awesome. I didn't think we'd come across something like this. It's still daytime. I don't know where this goes, like, at all. So, oh, there's water, so at least it's safe. We used to make these little surprises for each other inside of builds. That was not a pleasant sound. Oh, Jesus. Okay, stop. You can stop making the sound now. Hi, Andrew. You found my secret room. LOL. Maybe this one was a bit obvious. Chris. Wow, okay. Looks like you left a little surprise here.
A singular bone again. Something about this is very wrong, but it hardly compares to what we see in a few minutes. As Andrew heads home, he gets attacked by yet another full gold skeleton, and while he's delivering his outro, we get this horrifying scene.
And I wanted to thank you guys for letting me really dig deep into this old world and just relive some of my memories.
You see, if you pause the video at just the right time, you can see it. A terrifying entity smiling at Andrew outside his window, stalking him. This raises even more questions than it answers. Is this the same black figure we've seen in the previous episodes? It might be, but in those ones, recall that the entity wasn't smiling. It might be the shadows obscuring the smile, but if not, it leads us to a very unsettling conclusion. There are multiple entities stalking Andrew's world, but why? Why stalk Andrew, and do these bones, mossy cobblestone, or Chris have anything to do with it? There's simply too many questions to answer right now, but it's about to get a whole lot scarier and a whole lot worse. We just have to watch episode 5. Andrew starts off the video evidently panicked.
Hey guys, I just wanted to start off today by showing you this right here. I just wanted you to know that my game is not running multiplayer, and even then, when I do have multiplayer on, typically I keep invite only on. And yeah, I don't have any add-ons. There's nothing at play here behind the scenes for anyone to be in my game. And on the topic of that, here, let me get in the world so I can talk about this for a second. I wanted to talk about some stuff with you guys, because you guys seem to have a lot of theories going on. A few dark creatures have been pointed out to me, and I saw them. I actually went and saw them in the video, and I'm not even gonna lie, they sort of freaked me out a little bit.
He tells us more about his relationship with Chris, and we get some interesting details.
My relationship with Chris. Ow. Sorry, let me handle this. My relationship with Chris was, we were just online friends. We actually met back in the Xbox 360 days. We played back on Halo 3. That's where we first met, I believe. And yeah, we played online. We were strictly online friendship. I never actually got the chance to meet him in person. I'm hoping someday I can if he comes back online. But as far as I know, he's just offline. That's all. Although I have had those thoughts where I'm not sure exactly if he's just offline or if something bad happened to him. I just don't know.
But this is hardly as important as what happens next. After doing some basic survival and crafting up armor, Andrew cuts the video to his editing mode and tells us this.
Hey guys, this is Andrew here. Sorry for any background noise.
I was going through the editing process for this video because, I have to edit these clips together that I record. And I came across something in my files, in my documents folder. I didn't really know what to make of it. It's really weirding me out. I'm gonna play it in just a second here, but I don't know if any of you guys know what this could be. I really don't understand how. I don't get it. I really don't. It's kind of spooking me and honestly putting me off about playing in the world. It's just a video file that I found on my laptop called hello.mp4. Quite frankly, I don't really know what to do about this. I'm just gonna play the video and I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks.
What in the world is happening? Who put this file on Andrew's computer? Was it the black entity we saw earlier? Who is this in the background, and how did this person find themselves in Andrew's world? Wait, who is this in the background? In the recording, we see what looks like another Steve skin in the background, a Steve skin with potentially white eyes. And not only that, if we rewind the video to 9 minutes in, outside the door to Andrew's house, we see Steve-colored legs. White eyes, player colors? It can only be one thing. Herobrine. So what, are all of a sudden 3 entities stalking Andrew, Herobrine, Smile, and the Shadow Man? Well, it's not off the table that these 2 sightings could be conveniently timed zombies. The footage is too blurry to deny that explanation, but that doesn't take away from the fact that someone stalked Andrew and put a video of it in Andrew's documents folder. They aren't trying to be subtle here. They want to tell Andrew that he's being watched. So what is their goal? What are they trying to achieve? Well, to find out the answers, we have to keep digging into the next video. When the video starts, Andrew tells us this. Hey guys, it's me, Andrew. I was thinking you should probably subscribe to the Weefy's YouTube channel. He's trying to get to 2 million subscribers before the end of the year, and it would really mean a lot to him if you subscribed. And also, if you want to subscribe and save me from these evil entities, that's probably going to do the trick, so just hit the subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more ARG videos, subscribing is the best way to tell Weefy's that you want to see them from him. But what I actually meant to say was...
Hey guys, welcome to another video. I know I said I might take a break last video, but I realized that really everything's gonna be okay because at the end of the day it's Minecraft. And look, I think at one point I wanted to get like a replay of my Skywars, so I downloaded one of those like replay mods, but it didn't end up working. That's the only thing I could think of that could have created that video.
That might explain away this recording, but if we're being honest, it definitely isn't that simple. Andrew decides to go back to the well, and when he arrives, he finds a torch trail.
Oh, there's a trail of torches. Okay. This trail of torches could have been put here by me and Chris. Jeez, this really goes. Oh, wait, no. This was us. This was, we made this tunnel. We wanted to we kept going over this mountain. I can't remember why.
After venturing through the secret tunnel, he stumbles upon a fort that Chris made.
Oh. Oh my god! I remember this. Chris was, he was building this castle.
And yet again, he finds a singular bone placed in the side of furnace. And just seconds later, as he leaves, freaked out, we get this disturbing scene.
Yeah, I guess let's head back. That's just about all there is. Did it? That wasn't there, was it? I feel like I would have recognized that door being there. I didn't see that on my way down. Okay. Wow. Perfect timing. Cave noise. I actually don't know if I want to go in there. Yeah, you know what? It's just a game. It's just a game. Sorry, I'm a little freaked out because last time I was at a well. Let me see. Is someone watching me? Doesn't look like it. I guess he didn't clear this out. I don't remember this one. I remember the other two, I believe. That's really weird. Well, I guess I'll check out this up here. Oh. I saw it coming. The recurring nightmare. A dark, damp tomb. Never to be found. I don't know what that is. I really don't. This is weird. I don't like this. Okay, I know I'm not tripping. I know that. Okay, what?
What is this? I mean, Andrew explains away the end of the video, but what in the world is happening? Someone is tampering with Andrew's world. Are they also the ones leaving these messages for Andrew? The message itself is extremely disturbing in its own right, but I'll revisit it in a moment. Something is very clearly watching Andrew, but why? Is it just to torment him for fun? We don't know. We can only watch as Andrew struggles to handle what's happening to him.
Look, I've done some thinking. Jeez, that looks weird. I don't want these trees floating. Anyways, I've done some thinking, and you know what? It's a game. It's a game. And if this is some little trick Chris tried to play on me a while ago, or hell, maybe he's doing it now. Maybe he somehow is actively playing this trick on me, and I don't know.
Andrew comes across a birch tree with no leaves. At first, he thinks it's the only one of its kind, but he ends up following a path of them to a weird structure, a pair of brick towers. As Andrew explores deeper, he comes across a locked iron door, followed by a lever. He presses it, and then this happens.
Guess I better flip this, huh? Is that what you guys want? I bet it is. Okay, well, whoever set up the redstone knows how to make a simple thing. Okay. Okay, nope. 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 I think I'm gonna have to cut this one short. I don't understand. I don't understand. I guess I should have waited till day. I genuinely have no clue. Did you guys see that?
And just as the video ends and Andrew begins to calm down, he goes into F5 and we see the same haunting black player watching from right behind him. The video cuts to black and ends. We're told it's just a game crash. This video is a lot to take in. These new structures in Andrew's world are clearly taking a toll on him mentally, and we find the deeper he ventures, the worse it seems to become. This well symbolism keeps coming up though, so maybe this has something to do with Chris? Well, let's entertain the possibility that Chris is really the one leaving these messages in Andrew's world. Well, remember that cryptic sign from earlier? I saw it coming. The recurring nightmare. A dark, dark, damp tomb never to be found. The second half seems to be referencing the well, dark and damp, but tomb is far more concerning. If we follow this thought through to its conclusion, it leads us to the very horrifying idea that Chris might be dead in a well, and his ghost is haunting Andrew's game in the form of this black player, though that seems a bit ridiculous. And also, you usually don't just die in a well, that shouldn't normally happen, so what gives here? What's going on? The recurring nightmare part of this sentence is a bit harder to pinpoint, but it'll make a lot more sense later in the video, so hold on to it. For now though, if we want to understand what's happening, we have to check out the next video. This is the first video to break the title format of Old World Showcase. Whereas the last few videos have had messages from Andrew, this time there's no description and Andrew hasn't replied to a single comment. The quality of the recordings has jumped up and the microphone has changed, and Andrew gives us a little life update.
Got a lot on my mind recently, not just in involving this world, but involving things with my family and with school beginning. It's just been a big stress. You know, I haven't had the drive to make any of these videos, especially considering what happens typically. I'd rather not go too close to it. Now, I've been refraining from breaking these, and I'm refraining now. Sorry, just felt a bit watched there for a second. I don't think whatever's in this would like what I'm doing if I were to break into any of the wells.
And that's it. He's clearly scared of whatever is going on and agrees with us that it seems ridiculous that his world might be haunted. But in the next video, the tone completely shifts.
I want to let you know that I've been doing a lot of stuff recently, at least trying to, as you can probably tell. See, I had an idea that was actually fueled by a comment I saw. It was Peach Jam commented, "I'm glad you're back. I really think you should continue investigating the wells. If you plan on going into one, make sure you use a potion of breath underwater. It could be a long way down," which, of course, I figured to be water breathing because, you know, that makes the most sense.
Andrew has definitely made a ton of progress since last time and has decided to jump in the well. I mean, it's just a game, right? What's the worst that could happen? So Andrew heads over to the towers and we get this.
Wow, that goes all the way down. I wonder if that's probably where all the other doors lead. This is like the tallest one. The other ones go down this deep? I wonder. And away we go, I guess. Well, without wasting any more time, I guess this is it.
What in the world? After entering the well, it seems that Andrew has slipped into another dimension on top of a tower so high he can't see the ground. This is unnatural. There's no way a Minecraft world should be able to operate like this. How on earth did Andrew suddenly warp here, but more importantly, what is this place? Why is there another bone? Did Chris leave it for us? The description certainly doesn't help. The echo of my voice ricochets off the brick lining of my watery tomb. Forever I rest in this damp, dark room. It's very unlikely that this message came from Andrew himself, but if it didn't, then who left it for us? Brick lining a watery tomb is again referencing a well, and the language is very similar to the sign we saw in episode 6. So did Chris leave both these messages for us? If so, then the line, "Forever I rest in this damp, dark tomb," almost confirms our suspicions that Chris might have died in a well. Or at least he's dead in a well, either or not very enticing. And if the wells weren't creepy enough, the next video only makes it 10 times worse. Images of Towers.mp4 delivers exactly what it promises in the title. Images of tall brick towers similar to the dimension we saw Andrew fall into, except the final image is not of a tower, but a creepy brick well in the middle of the woods. This leads to a very concerning question. Is this the well where Chris died? But I'm getting ahead of myself. Other than the well, there isn't much to see here, so it's time to look at the next video, leave. This video resumes exactly where Towers left off, but in the distance, right away we can see the same black figure hiding in the stairs at the edge of the tower in front of Andrew. They descend down the stairs, and Andrew is quick to follow. Throughout this whole video, there is no audio, and as Andrew descends into the tower, we see many dimly lit hallways. A minute in, we can glimpse the black figure flying away, almost trying to get Andrew's attention and maybe lead him somewhere. As Andrew continues to explore, he finds more and more doors, and note that whenever he leaves a room, he closes the door behind him, a detail that will be very important in the future, so remember that. 2 minutes in, Andrew enters a room with barred off iron doors and a painting that doesn't exist in the vanilla game. It looks like it could definitely be a Minecraft painting, but it's never appeared in the game before. When Andrew finally follows where the black figure flew off to, he runs into an empty dark corner, and as he turns back, there's a sign. Leave. Note that now every single door is open, despite Andrew having meticulously closed each one. Andrew eventually does leave, and we can see the dark figure crossing the bridge to another tower, and the video ends. What we just watched was extremely cryptic. The painting we saw before was created by Christopher Zetterstrand, the same artist that made the other Minecraft paintings. However, it's true that this one was never in the game. It's a piece titled An Alternative Route. Is this symbolic of something, or just random choice? Well, not during the surprise, but this painting selection wasn't random, and it'll make way more sense later down the line. But this doesn't really address the other giant questions this video leaves us with. Namely, where is this place, and what's the point of it all? What is Andrew or this black figure trying to tell us? And what's with all the doors being opened, and most importantly, why did he tell us to leave? It seems odd that after seemingly beckoning Andrew to this dimension and down into the building, the black figure now wants him to leave? Why? You're the one that led him here, unless there's someone else who wrote this sign. It's also worth noting the title of the video isn't complete. While the video itself is called Leave, the description has a continuation: leave or stay for eternity. The nature of this split up title could be purely an artistic choice, but it just as well could hint at some sort of conversation. Two people wanting different things from Andrew, either he leaves or he stays forever. Two different entities, just as we've seen haunting Andrew's world. The following video, Garden in the Sky, could be one of the most tragic and eerie videos I've ever seen, so let's get to watching. The title is again incomplete. The Garden in the Sky, as tranquil as death. If that doesn't clue you into what's to come, well, you'll see. The video begins with Andrew crossing the bridge from last episode, and all is still and silent, but in the distance we can begin to make out a hedge, with a parrot on a leash floating over it. Andrew runs into a room with two signs, one that says Purify Your Soul, and another that says Pit of Purification. The implication here is obvious. Andrew has to set his spawn inside the room and jump into the lava to respawn on the other side, pure, with no items. When Andrew sees this, he immediately turns around and runs away, not wanting to die. But no, he's not running away at all. He snatches the bone from the chest earlier and puts it in the ender chest along with his bottle. He sets his spawn, the footage flips as he does, and Andrew jumps to his death in the Pit of Purification. When he respawns on the other side, Andrew reads a sign that says no going back. Unbothered, he exits the building now in the middle of the night and enters the garden. The Garden in the Sky is a hedge maze filled with various flowers and parrots on leads. As he reaches the center, Andrew comes across an obelisk, a mossy cobblestone shrine, Chris's favorite block, and right in front of it, a wither rose. If it wasn't already clear from the description and the creepy messages from before, this should be the final nail in the coffin. Chris is dead. Andrew doesn't stop there though, he keeps walking. He finds another well, interestingly already open with the fence on the left side, the same place Andrew put the fence when he originally exited the well into this dimension. Someone has been here before him. Unfazed, Andrew takes the plunge. He heads through a tunnel and enters a totally white void. This video is drenched with symbolism. It seems the garden might be a metaphor for heaven, though the chained down birds may imply that Chris's soul wants to fly on, but is for some reason tied down, stuck in some sort of limbo, hence why he's still able to communicate with us, with Andrew. Assuming we are really correct about him being dead, that is, though the shrine and wither rose essentially spell it out for us. But the open fence still raises some questions. Was Chris the one here before us, or is something else at play? And still, none of this addresses who Smile is. But most importantly, where is Andrew now? Well, there's only one way to find out. The next video, Leith Protocol, doesn't seem to be from Andrew Andrew's perspective. Instead, we're treated to a black hand. This is likely the figure that we saw earlier. He runs through a hallway, glances nervously at a black armor stand, and heads into a room marked 11 and flicks a lever. But wait, while there's no audio besides some monotonic beeping, if you turn on captions, you get an entirely different story. I'm running it. Of course I'm running it. He's gotten too far already. He's just gonna make the same mistake I did. I'll run the protocol, wipe his save data, his memory. It won't solve this, but it might buy us some time. Eventually he will remember, just like I did, just prolonging the inevitable. God, I have to do this. Here goes. A new day begins. In the video, we see whoever this is activate something called Leith Protocol, apparently wiping Andrew or Subject 136's memories. If you look it up, Leith is a river in the underworld of Greek mythology. If you drink its water, you experience complete amnesia and lose your memories, only confirming what we saw in the subtitles. But okay, what in the world does this actually mean? Why is whoever this is trying to erase Andrew's memories and his world file? This intent clearly lines up with the leave sign we saw earlier. They want Andrew to forget this is all happening to him. According to our mysterious shadowy narrator, they don't want Andrew making the same mistake they did, though as we see in the subtitles and description, this is only delaying what seems to be inevitable. But there is one detail in this video that is absolutely huge, one extremely obvious yet extremely subtle feature. Whoever this is using Andrew's resource pack. Recall that this isn't vanilla Minecraft textures, it's a pack that Andrew set up earlier in the Let's Play. And who did Andrew say helped him with the resource pack and tech stuff again?
Back in the day, whenever I'd want to do something with a mod or a texture pack, Chris was always the one to figure that out for me. He was quite the little tech wizard.
This is Chris. The black figure that we've been theorizing about for so long is now essentially confirmed to be Chris, meaning that he is somehow in Andrew's world, showing him around and leaving messages despite being seemingly dead. Does this mean that Smile is also Chris? Maybe, but it could just as easily be someone else. Though let's just not brush over the fact that Chris is dead and also haunting Andrew's Minecraft world. It seems we have a ghost in the machine. But how and why? What is Chris trying to prevent Andrew from doing, and who is Smile, and what is with this interdimensional well madness? Well, luckily this isn't where the series ends. Our questions will be answered. We just have to watch the next video.
Hey guys, my name is Andrew. I don't know if any of you really know me other than a few personal friends, but the other day I was checking my channel, my YouTube channel, the one you're watching this video on, and I saw that I had a random influx of subscribers. I think around the time of recording, it's around almost 2,500, which is just insane to me, considering the fact that I don't have any videos.
It's clear that the Leith Protocol worked, and for some reason Andrew has totally forgotten that he has other videos and has played on previous worlds before. The video itself is quite long and is a very normal Minecraft Let's Play. A few minutes in, Andrew gets jumped by a full gold skeleton. This is the third time this has happened and might be random chance, but it is strange that it happened 3 times. Besides that though, the video is totally ordinary until the very end when this happens.
We need a bit more wood. We need... whatever, I'll just cut down another tree. I'm not gonna take my time and calculate it. What?
It's clear that someone has unfinished business with Andrew. Whether it's Chris or not, that seems to be up in the air. But that's not all. Searching through the captions halfway through the video, there's a single string of text. GDXC, etc. It's a YouTube URL. Typing it in takes us to an unlisted video. He is still here. And according to the description, but he shouldn't be. Is the he in question Andrew? It seems like it, since this video is exactly like the Stalker one we saw very early into the first Let's Play. It's more footage of someone watching Andrew from a distance. What's notable is that Andrew almost seems to look at whoever is recording halfway through the video. If we match that scene up with footage from Andrew's video, we see a suspicious cut right where it happened. What's up with that? The music playing in this video is also very important. It's a remixed version of the Minecraft soundtrack song Wet Hands, and coincidentally or not, it's the exact same song that was playing back in the other stalking video. Wet hands? Wet from a well, maybe? Who knows. This video doesn't give us a whole lot though, so we have to continue watching the series.
Hey guys, this is Andrew. Andrew Gaming 67 here. Here with, what is technically my
fourth video on this world, but is actually my second, because unfortunately I lost footage. Oh, we have a baby. We have a baby chicken.
Andrew begins this episode by showing us the progress of the last day. It's worth noting that he has a single piece of mossy cobblestone in his chest, which he then explains as follows.
Now, you may have seen it, because I did open the chest, but in the mine, last video I explained it very well. I was mining, and I looked up at this part of the wall, and I saw a piece of cobblestone, a very interesting piece of cobblestone. A piece of mossy cobblestone. I don't know what it was doing in there. It wasn't connected to a spawner like I thought.
This is definitely odd and unnatural, confirming that Chris isn't done with Andrew just yet. He then touches on 2 fan suggestions.
For some reason, many of you requesting I build a well. I will build a well eventually, because it actually took me back to a memory I had. Me and my friend, I mentioned him in a previous video. We, what do you call it? He would always build wells in my worlds for some reason. He would just build them in my worlds, his worlds, whatever world he was playing on, there would be a well. And it was always very interesting to me. And I haven't talked to him in a long time. I was going to go visit one of our old worlds together, but as you guys know, my old worlds were strangely corrupted or hidden. Unfortunately, the error with filming has persisted and decided to remove somewhere in the middle of my video. But basically, what I decided to do after I put the chicken in the little fence is I started building a tower. Started building a cobblestone tower per request by a fan.
Despite that though, nothing else seems to happen in this episode, although the mossy cobblestone and sign from earlier do call into question Chris's motives. If his goal was to reset Andrew's memory and make him forget all that he experienced, why give him clues like this in the first place? Chris seems to acknowledge this, as he, or at least someone else, leaves a message to us in the description. Once again, we have to patiently wait for this story to unfold.
I built a little wall. One more thing I realized, I have shears, so I picked up some vines, and I can actually make some mossy cobblestone with it. So I'm going to make 13 mossy cobblestone, because you guys really liked, for some reason, my mossy cobblestone blocks. And with the name of my dog, the one that came through for me, for the name of the dog, was Chris, because there were a lot of people saying you should name him Chris, and I did mention my friend Chris. And Chris, I don't know if you're watching this. If you are, hey, you should reply to my messages.
Andrew mentions how he needs to find clay in order to build a well, but when he looks out to find some, he sees this.
So, a comment I was reading earlier was talking about how annoying clay is to find, and that reminded me that if I need bricks, I'm gonna need clay. So I was thinking we could go down to the river somewhere over there. Is it a... Hold on. Are those like... Okay, I gotta check this out. There's like a bunch of huge holes in the ice over there. What the hell?
The explanation to us, the viewer, is obvious. Someone has dug up all the clay. But who and why? Well, it's almost certainly Chris trying to prevent Andrew from building another well. No clay means no bricks, and no bricks means no well, and no well means no remembering. But Andrew is determined, and a little later, this happens.
It was probably way worse in like old Minecraft. What the... What just... What just happened? It scared the shit out of me. What is this? Is this... My heart's actually beating so fast right now. I don't know what to do. I'm having another bad dream. Oh, I'm really confused. Extinguished campfire, a bed, a chest. But I didn't think this could spawn here. Well, I guess that solves our clay issue. Okay. I don't know at all what's going on right now.
This must be absolutely horrifying for Andrew to find in his world, but we, the viewers, know the truth. This is Chris. The description all but confirms this, and the videos continue.
Hey guys, this is Andrew here. Decided that I would make another video today. I know it's been a little bit now. Been a little busy with things that I'm wanting to do with my life, things I'm trying to do.
Andrew starts the video going off mining.
I have the worst luck when it comes to mining in caves. As you can see, I've been in here a little bit, but not very long as I died. There's actually some dripstone in here, which is nice.
At the end of the video with the newfound materials, Andrew begins constructing the well, though he doesn't have enough to finish it, and Chris comments on it in the description. But we actually take a break from the Let's Play series here as Andrew does an unexpected tour of an old realm that he used to play on. This video is honestly a whole lot of nothing for the first 14 minutes, and we do see strange XP orbs in the water, but that doesn't mean much on its own. A few minutes later though, Andrew is suddenly swarmed by a giant group of phantoms, and even stranger than that, the phantoms don't even seem to be interested in him, instead flying towards some invisible presence somewhere around Andrew. And our suspicions finally get confirmed when touring the lighthouse, Andrew spots this.
The lighthouse up here. Wait, hold on. Is there an Enderman up there?
Of course, we know that's no Enderman, that's Chris, watching Andrew wherever he goes. At the end of the video, Wet Hands begins to play, the same song we've seen both times from Chris's point of view. Again, the description confirms our suspicions. The final sentence is extremely interesting, validating our guess that this magical protocol that erased Andrew's memories isn't permanent and Chris is trying to stop the memories from coming back. Although again, this seems to completely contradict the various Easter eggs Chris has left Andrew throughout this Let's Play, which seem like only make him remember it faster. But this isn't all that's happened on the realm. In the next video, a freaked out Andrew tells us this.
Hey guys, Andrew here. I know I just uploaded a video and you're probably wondering what exactly is going on, but something a little strange happened in the latest video. I didn't notice until after it was uploaded, but at the part where I go up into the lighthouse and I'm walking around, it'll be on screen right here. So when I go up the ladder and I'm looking around, I noticed something. Well, the comments helped me notice something. I didn't see it while I was recording or while I was editing. It sort of blended in with the glass. I'll freeze frame it right here so you can see. But there's a glass bottle that you can see that it looks like maybe someone's holding. I don't know why this sort of thing is happening a lot, whether it be on the realm or on my Let's Play series, but I would like for it to stop. It's not going to stop unless I stop playing. I just have this weird feeling.
We get a very ominous note in the description below Andrew's message, and with that we move into the penultimate Let's Play.
I've been, as you might be able to tell, a little bit busy.
Today, Andrew heads to the Nether, and after doing a lot of suffering to the hands of ghasts and zombified piglins, he finally gets his bearings and leaves, only to find that his well has been destroyed.
I was gonna go back down into the mine, and I come over here. I didn't take too much of a close look, but something happened to the well. Something is not right in this world. I don't know what it is, and I've been ignoring it for too long, and I need to... It's just, I don't know, something keeps happening in these worlds, and I mean, look, there's snowballs on the ground. This happened recently.
The motive, to us, is obvious. Chris is hoping that by destroying the well, Andrew won't return to the sky, but as we're about to find out, that doesn't stop Andrew for long.
Hey guys, this is Andrew. Coming back with another video. I've been quite busy. I got a bunch of diamonds strip mining. We're gonna go find this stronghold. Maybe not go to the end yet, but we might as well go find the stronghold at the very least.
Andrew then goes to craft an ender chest, but when he does, he finds this inside.
Wait. What? What are these doing in here? What is going on with my world today?
The exact same items he put in his ender chest in the Land of Towers in the previous Let's Play.
You know when, like, you do something when you're, like, real young in Minecraft or, like, a video game, and then you play that game again, and, like, there's a certain specific thing that you see that kind of, like, triggers your brain, and it, like, I want to say deja vu, but it's not even really that. It's, like, more than deja vu. It's, like, stronger.
And then, suddenly, as if in a trance, Andrew goes silent, and the memories start flooding back.
Sorry, I don't mean to, like, freak out or anything on camera or, like, over dramatic. I know it's just Minecraft, but that doesn't usually happen. Everything's sort of just like come back to me. I need to fix the well. It doesn't want me to fix it. It doesn't want me to. Do you ever wonder that while you're in the ice cold, freezing waters below the ice, if your Minecraft character feels how cold it is, or do you feel nothing? That's it then. If I don't do it now, I won't ever do it.
The song that plays right as Andrew goes through, and the only music so far, is an unused song from Minecraft Volume Alpha, C418's Chris. In the next episode, as expected, Andrew finds himself back in the Land of Towers. He spawns into a room with two paintings, the Wanderer and an alternative route. He wanders through various other rooms and stumbles across a trail of signs. I told you to leave, but you did not listen. You never did listen. Curiosity killed the cat. How curious are you? Andrew follows down a path and eventually jumps down a trapdoor into the Land of Towers and Wells, and the video ends. It's interesting that this trapdoor is already open, given that, as we've noticed, Andrew has a very pronounced habit of closing every door behind him. What does this open one mean? Well, it serves as a very clever indicator that he's been here before, or at least someone else has been here before. This is also something that I touched on earlier, but now that we know Andrew's memory can be erased, there's no telling how many times he's truly been in this dimension. Have we truly watched the entirety of Andrew's story, or has there been more in the past that we missed and was erased by the Leith Protocol? There's no way to know. In the next video, Andrew crosses a bridge and jumps into yet another well, and when he comes out, he has this to say.
Okay, it just keeps going then. There's more. I don't know what that just was. And I don't know where I am right now. I don't know what any of that was back there. I don't know why that tower, but I remember now. I don't know why I had such a memory gap there. I mean, I really thought that I had started a new YouTube channel. I don't know how I thought that. I think part of it was my memory being lost, but part of it was just illusion. I mean, seriously?
Andrew comes across a small town. It has a well in the center, but it's empty, and a house in front of 2 towers. If it wasn't already obvious from the mossy cobblestone, the sign on top of the house confirms that it belongs to Chris. Andrew tries to sleep, but when he wakes up, it's still raining and nighttime. And also notice the weird oddity that there doesn't seem to be any mobs spawning around him, passive or hostile. But the most important part of this video is about to come. While exploring the town, Andrew stumbles across 3 journals belonging to Chris.
Jesus Christ. Alright, I'll read this for your guys' ease. I've always been fond of Minecraft notebooks. To be able to write a long string of text with an item inside of a video game for no one to ever read. There's something magical about it. I'd beg to differ, but, whatever. So that is why I'm writing today, because no one will ever read this. And I've made a discovery, one that I cannot share with anyone, because who in their right mind would believe me? I was doing some experimenting with builds in another creative world when I built something that has more power than any redstone machine ever built. That's a bold claim. This is the first in a series of notebooks, and I will be hiding in order to preserve this information while still keeping it within my grasp. If somehow someone else is reading this, please stop right now and leave from wherever you came from. This is not a thing everyone can know. Yeah, but you know what, Chris? I won't be leaving. Oh, hey. I don't really know what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of grasping at straws. I could just leave. I could just get off the game. But I feel like I'm in too deep at this point. Like, keep getting told to leave, to not go, to yeah. I mean, I'm thinking maybe at this point I'm the idiot for not listening. It's like I was warned, but I just feel like I'm in too deep now. And I mean, whatever happens to me is like, is it really worse than anything? I mean, it's a video game. What's gonna happen to me?
After this show of resilience, it's clear that our protagonist hasn't given up. Andrew finds 2 more journals.
Down. There's no door out here. There's no door to the outside, but there is a book. Oh, wow. Must have been writing a whole essay.
And yeah, Andrew's right, they are logs. Because I don't want to waste your time, but these journals are super important, I'm gonna read them for you since Andrew does take 5 minutes to read it all. It is rare that one comes across something that truly makes a change so fundamental to the way they do something that it must be taken and hidden away. The discovery I have made, fortunately and unfortunately, is one of those. I was building in a creative world as I stated in journal number 1. I have always been a fan of horror and horror maps and the mods within Minecraft. Not just consumption, but creation of said horror maps and mods. There is something about the game that invokes such a strong feeling within me. My friends do not share this sentiment. In fact, most of my friends have completely stopped playing Minecraft in the past few years. It is a shame, a game with infinite possibilities cast aside due to it being labeled as a game for children. Luckily, I still have one friend who plays. He and I recently started a survival world together. It was not our first survival world together, but it was our first in a while. Being able to play with someone has rekindled my need to create within this game. So I decided to make him a horror map. He and I have never met in person. I live on the East Coast, he lives on the West Coast, but I quite love it over here, particularly the nature near my house. So I wanted to make him a horror map set in my town and surrounding wooded area. That is when I built the thing that changed everything. That was journal 2, and this is journal 3. The first sign of something going awry was the corruption. In the forest near my house, the little wooded area, there was a structure. I figured that the structure would be great for a horror map. They can create your wishes come true or fulfill your deepest nightmares. So I built it. I tried to make it as accurate as possible, but for whatever reason, whenever I would save and quit and rejoin the world, the structure would be made up of textureless blocks. Frustrated me to no avail, I had no clue why. So I started a new creative world. I used this world to document this phenomenon, yet for some reason, the same corruption did not process within this world. I tried different designs, but everything I made led me back to the original. It was strange. I figured the issue had been solved, but there was insatiable interest within me dragging me back again and again. I'm going to leave it at that. This is not the last journal, however, no more journals will be hidden within this world. I'm going to continue this documentation in the same world where I made all the test structures. This is a reminder for myself, not an invitation to go find it yourself. If all goes as planned, I should be able to get to the other world without even closing out of this one. And as expected, when he finishes reading, Andrew finds a bone and a bucket of water, just what he needs to escape this world through the well. But before he does, Andrew breaks down.
I'm tired. I finally think I have something. It's just nothing. And now I've got to go, I'm sure I've got to take this water bucket, put it in the well, and go down, and I'll end up in that place where I can't talk anymore, the land of towers. These towers, these wells are connecting across multiple devices. It doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense as to how this is happening, how I'm able to go down a well, come out of another one, and be in a place that I've never even been to, in a place that I've only seen or heard of. It doesn't make sense. But in a weird f***ing way, it sort of does. In a weird, twisted way, it's a concept that I can grasp. It's a concept I can at least understand, maybe not why, but how it works. And now I'm just rambling. I'm a lunatic. Hell, I barely even remembered Chris. I barely even remembered all the times that we... all the times we played games, and when no one else was there for me, he was there for me. And I knew something was missing, but I ignored it. Something was off. The Let's Play world didn't feel right. So I guess next time I'm in a new place, I'll talk to you guys, because something about that place down the well that keeps me from speaking. So I'm just gonna go. And yeah, I'll try to respond to some comments. So thanks for watching this video. Sorry it was kind of just nothing, but yeah, I'll see you guys later.
He's definitely strong. Andrew isn't going to give up. He's going to find his friend. He's going to find and save Chris from whatever hell is going on. But before we watch on, let's talk about the journals. In Journal 1, Chris claims to have discovered a powerful secret, something nobody would believe him about. We can probably speculate that this is the ability of the wells to travel in between worlds. Surely seems like something out of fantasy. Journal 2, though, throws a wrench into all the story we've built up so far. His desire to build a horror map for Andrew calls into question the legitimacy of all the videos we've seen. Is this whole channel just a map that Andrew is playing? Though given Andrew's reaction...
Oh yeah. I never did get to play that.
And the severity of the mental torture Andrew is going through, it's likely that this isn't just a map that Chris would give to his friend. This is real horror. Chris also somewhat confirms this, writing that this world was meant to be the horror map, but apparently building the well in the center changed everything. In Journal 3, Chris mentions a structure that can fulfill your wishes that he found in the woods near his house. This is obviously a well, but taking it one step further, I'm willing to bet good money that this is the exact same well we see in the woods in the video images of towers. This is the well in the woods next to Chris's house. Apparently, when Chris tried to recreate the build, whenever he rejoined his world, it would be consumed by textureless blocks. But then when he tried in a creative world, the corruption never happened. What this makes me think is that either he didn't build it right in creative, or something about replicating his town and the woods brought upon the corruption. Chris ends with a note saying that he'll finish the documentation in said creative world as well as the well designs, a world we will soon actually see. He mentions this isn't an invitation, but it seems so beckoning, just like all the mixed messages we've talked about so far. Does Chris want or not want Andrew to keep going? Andrew also addresses this in the comments. He's confused to what Chris's true intention is. Regardless, this isn't where our story ends, as Andrew keeps pushing through. After jumping through the well, Andrew is back in the land of towers and later exits into a cavern. He finds a door with a slice of cake and he begins to climb up the various ladders and pathways, but 9 minutes in, this happens.
Kind of feel like it's keeping me warm, but there's none down there. And there's not... Hello? Hello? Oh my god. Damn it. Hello?
Andrew chases the figure but can't catch up, and the black shadow disappears. But just as Andrew mentions that his world might actually be haunted, Wet Hands starts playing.
I don't know what that is, and I don't think it's like a mob or like a mod, because why would it be any of that? I mean, this whole time I've kind of just been hoping to myself that's what it is, you know? I've been just holding on to hope, hoping that my game isn't, I don't know, I don't want to say haunted, because I don't even know what the implications of a game being haunted could even mean. I know a lot of people have been saying that figure, that the figure is Chris. I'm not a ghost believer, but I mean, if there's a ghost in my game, let's just entertain the idea that there's a ghost in my game. If there's a ghost in my game, and people are saying it's the ghost of Chris, then that implies something bad. It implies something really bad. So, you know what? I don't care what it was. We're gonna keep going.
If we look into the description, Andrew notes that the subtitles of this video are messed up, and this should immediately pique our interest. Indeed, turning on captions, we find a messed up string of text. The text is encoded in base64, and decoding it gives us a YouTube URL to another unlisted video called Not Listening. This is from the POV of our black figure watching Andrew, and also notably, he can hear him. This guy doesn't just watch Andrew, he can fully hear what he's saying, further adding to the idea that this is a ghost stuck in Andrew's machine, not just someone in his world. In the following video, A Familiar Place, Andrew spawns back in Towerland. He explores a little and finds a tunnel with a new block palette, smooth stone and sandstone. Upon entering the well and picking up a blue rose, he appears in, well, a familiar place. I'll let him take it away.
I might be wrong here, but the rain stopped. This looks a lot like well, it looks a lot like what it is. That's crazy. Sorry. Kind of caught me off guard with this one. This is for those of you who don't know, this is the old Legacy Console Edition tutorial world. But I think what specifically about this version, with this house that's down here, this is the first world I ever played on when I first bought the game. Or not bought the game, got it for my birthday.
7 minutes in though, something strange happens. The video cuts, and Andrew notifies us that some time has passed and his voice has completely changed.
I will say, it is really weird to be back here. I didn't think I would ever explore this world again.
What happened here? This question never really gets addressed, but Andrew isn't all that has changed. All the lights are totally gone. Andrew, largely unfazed by this, takes a few minutes to reminisce on the world. He explores, walks around, but finally runs into a trail of signs that read as follows. The closer you get, the further you stray. We are not alone. I was the second, you will be the third, but the first is not a kind one. You can still leave, but you won't do that. You are too far gone, and you don't even know it. Andrew then finds a well, and the video ends. The obvious point of interest in this video is the messages on the signs, likely left by none other than Chris himself. The first one, the closer you get, the further you stray, reads like some sort of Sphinx riddle and could mean many different things, but the next few are very interesting. We are not alone, I was the second, you will be the third, but the first is not kind. So according to Chris, there are 3 people in the equation, him, Andrew, and the first. But who is that? Well, you may recall that across the series, there have only ever been really 3 characters. The 2 main ones, Andrew and Chris, but a third, smaller character that I've mentioned here and there, that's right, Smile. Is this mysterious smiling figure the first? And in that case, who really is he and what does he he want with Andrew, and what was he actually the first of? Well, I'm happy and sad to say we're about to find out the tragic truth. This is the Island in the Mist. The video begins with Andrew in Towerland. He sees a well in the far distance, an island in the mist, and as he tries to get to it, he realizes that he can walk on the void, so he begins to span the gap towards the well. But as he reaches it, he turns around, and there he is, Smile, looking him down from afar. Panicked, Andrew mines in and turns around one more time to see Smile chasing after him.
Okay. I don't know what that was back there, but something was... I don't know. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. I don't have any blocks on me. Of course I don't have any blocks on me. Whatever was following me can't get through here. Shouldn't be able to get through here. I mean, I don't even know where it came from. How long it's been following me for. Sorry, guys.
The world where Andrew pops out is also an island in the mist. He finds my home and my cow, and then what appears to be a well.
What does that mean?
Is this the creative world that Chris was talking about in his journals when he was trying to replicate the well designs, or is this something totally different? Andrew follows the path to Blue Rose Summit and runs into more signs. The flowers remind me of before I became what I am today, what I used to be. What have I become? This isn't me anymore. I want to go home. I have to figure out how to recreate it. The magic well, it took me to a place so nice, but I cannot remember the blueprint. Andrew runs into more well designs. Progress, yet regression, and not enough clay. Possible. This one sign verifies that this likely isn't the creative world Chris was talking about in his journals, otherwise how would he not have enough clay to finish the well? You can't run out of blocks in creative mode. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The worst is very much yet to come.
I don't know what that's all about. They, like, lead places. Maybe, I don't know, decorative choice. Oh. What the hell? That looked familiar. Where did it go? You know what to do. There's a hole in the tree. Alright, whoever's in this f***ing world, this isn't f***ing funny anymore. What do you f***ing want? I'm at a breaking point here. I'm at a f***ing breaking point. What do you want from me? You know what to do. What does that mean? Great. Yeah, you know, I think it's great that you're being cryptic with me, Chris, if that's even who you f***ing are. I think it's great that you're leading me on a wild goose chase. I get it. I get that you like to create experiences for people or whatever, contextualize. But could you just talk to me? Is it that hard?
Andrew finishes the well and enters the tower world, except he's not on the surface this time. Instead, he's met with this. What did we just watch? This is without a doubt one of the most important videos we've seen so far. Given that Smile says your close friend and I, we now know for sure that there are two entities watching Andrew. The first, who I'll call Smile, and the second, Mr. Shadow, aka Chris. The dialogue is extremely disturbing. Smile references something called the Call of the Well, something Andrew can feel and will reunite him with Chris, and it doesn't take many leaps in logic to deduce what Smile is implying. Smile wants Andrew to die. If we've established from before that Chris passed away in a well and he calls himself the second, it seems likely that Smile, the first, also died in a similar way, and he wants Andrew to become the third and end it all, to drown himself in a well. It seems awfully bold that Smile claims to know so much about Andrew that he also feels this call of the well, as he calls it. But this is something we know is probably true. Remember what Andrew said earlier.
Hell, I barely even remembered Chris. I barely even remembered all the times we played games, and when no one else was there for me, he was there for me.
The subtext is that this was a time when nobody else was there for him. Andrew was depressed, and the only person he had was Chris, and maybe the wells around the world they shared was Chris's way of silently telling Andrew that he felt the call of the well as well, that he wasn't okay himself. It's extremely mentally taxing to help a friend going through something like this, and it definitely wouldn't have made Chris's mental state any better. Maybe this is what Chris was talking about when he said he didn't want Andrew to make the same mistake he did in Leith Protocol. He doesn't want Andrew to end his own life. He wants his friend to live on. That's why Chris wanted to keep him from the tower dimension, to keep him from Smile, to not find out the truth that he had died by his own hands, as that would probably make the survivor's guilt too large for Andrew to handle. Chris has been doing everything in his power to keep his best friend peacefully oblivious and, more importantly, alive. But this depressing truth aside, this story is far from over. This mystery isn't solved. There are 4 more videos to watch, so join me as we figure out who Smile really is and what actually happened to Chris. The next video, Winter Wonderland, begins as Andrew gets dunked into what seems like a network of sewers, and he exits into, well, a winter wonderland.
Welcome back to another video. As you know, something is wrong. Something at the end of the last video is following me or stalking me, and it wants me to, I don't know, whatever it wants me to do, it wants me to do something, and it doesn't seem very good. I don't know about you guys, but if I were to talk to someone whose world I was inhabiting, I don't think I would lock them in a cage and then circle around them ominously if I had any good intentions.
But things have suddenly changed. The textures are different and festive, and Andrew quickly catches on to what's going on here.
I know where this is now. I don't know why I didn't recognize the texture pack. It's so clear now. This is the old festive mashup pack. Played this like the day it came out on the Xbox 360.
He then finds a trail of signs, and we get this.
Yeah, I think that much is clear. What? He's using your longing for the simpler times against you. The only easy way out is to quit. Well, there's still time. Okay, easy way out. Well, I think we're past that at this point. But if there's still time... Another way? You're resilient. You always have been. Never giving up. If you wish to do this, I will not resist. Just know it is not going to be easy. He is strong. You're talking about he again. You must gather the bones. One of my journals has the details. Please find it. Wait. One of my journals. Just like the journals that... Oh my god. Okay, if the person who's writing this isn't lying to me, and they're being truthful, then did Chris write these signs? Chris, if you're really writing this and you can hear me right now, I still need answers. But I hope you know the only reason I'm doing this is because of how much I miss you. None of this has ever been about me or wanting to... It's always been about trying to figure out what happened. So if this is you, then please, talk to me. Talk to me more. I miss you. Another... Talking this directly is taking a lot out of me. What? Through the signs? I'll talk more to you in the future. No more cryptic messages. Not from me. I can do this.
Despite the wintry cold, the sentiment is extraordinarily heartwarming. With nothing else but a Christmas miracle, the friends have finally reunited. Chris clearly does care about Andrew, and he mentions something interesting.
He's using your longing for the simpler times against you.
A theme that's popped up a lot in this series.
Honestly, I kind of just wanted to play like old times, you know? I had the bright idea to download a texture pack, as you can see here, that sort of mimics the classic look and feel of Minecraft. I think there's a charm to kind of bringing the classic building style back. The old school, kind of crappy, almost uncanny looking buildings. I always found the charm in those to be almost better than the more complex builds.
Andrew's love for nostalgia, for simpler times. Andrew is drawn to the past when things were happier. He doesn't want to change. That's why Andrew's voice changing so much in that one Old World video is so significant. Andrew is literally growing up and he doesn't necessarily want to, and who can blame him? Smile is preying on Andrew's love for nostalgia and a simpler past to lull him in, to draw him ever closer to giving up on the future. But Chris has a way out. Through the journal and bones, there is a light at the end of this tunnel, a way for them to win against fear, but not. The next video is a Let's Play. The description is in all caps, screaming out to the viewer. A description that we've seen in Island in the Mist, and there's only one character we know that talks in all caps. This is a Let's Play belonging to Smile. Smile gives us a tour of his Minecraft world, and it's strangely normal. He mentions a well that he built, but he doesn't go there anymore. It seems that if our well is symbolic of death and hopelessness, Smile has also experienced such feelings, but is pushing them away away and maybe even getting better. He mentions that this house here was his first in the world, but not his first ever. That was in a world he didn't like so much and doesn't play anymore. Smile's house is made of bricks, apparently his favorite block, and his greenhouse is awfully reminiscent of the one we saw on the island in the mist. And as if to seal the nail on the coffin, Smile tells us this. This is my farm and my greenhouse. My old world had a greenhouse too, but this one is bigger. That old world in Island in the Mist belonged to Smile. That was his first world. He mentions he's about to record with people from school and the video ends. This video gives us a little backstory into our quote-unquote villain. It's clear that Smile was indeed just like Andrew, a kid who seemed to be struggling with his mental health, but the difference is that he didn't have a Chris to help him. He was all alone, a difference that will soon get far more pronounced. In the next video, Andrew is back in the Land of Towers and he's getting messages from Chris. You are getting deeper, Andrew. Deeper into the towers. You must be careful. He is close, but so are you. Andrew exits from an already broken well into a strange world. He walks past broken structures and then it all clicks into place. This is the exact same house, the exact same world we saw in Smile's Let's Play. This is Smile's world, totally in ruin. The greenhouse, the buildings, the dock, it's all just gone. Andrew finds a book in a chest.
Farewell. We can rule one thing out. It's probably not Chris, because Chris's books are signed by Chris. I've come back here once more, one last time to bid this world a final farewell. I fear that I'm in too deep, and I can no longer resist the call. It's been a year now. A year since I lost the only hope I had in the kindness of people. My parents, my classmates, my teachers, all of them. Spoiled rotten. I know where I have to go. The one in the forest. No one will find it. It will be all mine. Just hoping I can get to the bottom safely. To future me, if you're reading this, it didn't work. Or it worked in a very different way than intended. If any of your/our memories have been lost to this attempt, remember, trust no one. No one is above using you. No one will ever give you a chance. No one will ever love you. No one cares. No one. It's pretty grim. Doesn't sound like Chris. Chris usually, even in his darkest times, had a pretty positive attitude about things.
Andrew then continues to walk before finding a secret lever and entering a hidden tunnel and a do not enter pair of doors before the video ends with this text. The message is as disturbing as it is tragic. Smile has lost hope in humanity. After the devastation of his Minecraft world, likely by the classmates he mentioned last episode, the last straw had been pulled. He was done. He mentions the one in the forest and getting to the bottom safely, which raises an interesting point. Is he talking about the same well as the one by Chris's house? The same well we saw in the images? Did Smile and Chris live in the same woods? It honestly might be. But we finally reached the last video on this channel, and it's time to confirm our worst fears and watch Smile's final Let's Play. Notice how the text changes from friends to classmates, and soon things only begin to get worse. They treat Smile nicely at first. They pretend to be friends, but we know the dark truth of what's to come. They ask Smile for diamonds, but when he goes into the mine and comes back, well... And the video ends, confirming our worst fears from the previous video, and the story here is absolutely tragic. 10 years ago, Smile, dealing with the loss of his mother as well as his dog and little friends in school, was slipping into depression, occupied by thoughts of death or the call of the well. And after his classmates wreak havoc on his Minecraft world, Smile tips over the edge. He tries to end his life in a well he found in the woods by his house, but things all don't go as planned. Smile lives on as some sort of ghost in the machine, a ghost that goes on to haunt the well in the woods. Chris, a boy living in the same woods, stumbles across the well, and when he builds it in Minecraft as part of a horror map for his friend Andrew, he inherently brings the spirit of Smile along with it. Now Smile begins to haunt him, filling him with thoughts of hopelessness and grief, and pushing him deeper into the call of the well. At some point, it simply becomes too much for Chris to handle. Haunted by the anguished spirit of Smile and comforting his only friend Andrew through difficult times, Chris just can't take it anymore and gives into the call, ending his own life in the same well. But just like Smile, Chris's spirit lives on, and he regrets his mistake. He regrets leaving Andrew and leaving the world behind. So he does everything in his power to make Andrew forget about it all, to keep him oblivious from the truth of this brick dimension, Smile's favorite block, that represents the gateway between life and death. But Andrew can't keep running away. We saw what happens when he tries to forget, trying to stick in the past, as we've seen so many times. But the only way out of this is through acceptance, coming to peace with what's happened and accepting that life has to go on and confronting the past head on. Andrew has to be strong, but luckily he's not alone. But this explanation doesn't answer a few of the lingering questions of this series. What exactly is in Chris's last journal, and how do the wells actually work? Is it truly just supernatural? And what is this place with the Leaf Protocol? Why is Andrew referred to as Subject 136? Are there more just like him? This series has been on hiatus for a few months and it's unsure when Andrew himself will return. There is a final battle yet to come between Andrew and Chris and Smile to see if they can finally push through and accept the past once and for all. But until then, we can only speculate about the truth of what's to come and be there for Andrew while he deals with the tragic haunting of his best friend.